Okay, so talk about what you like about Decred.
Sure.
That got you interested in the first place, and then what was the big attraction to Decred?
So the main problem we have with Bitcoin is consensus, right?
Yeah.
How do you determine consensus? Oh, it's just going to be the miners. Okay, well, if it's the miners, what skin do they have in the game, right?
Yeah, it sounds good in theory, but it's not
It does.
the reality.
But if you invested $10 million in mining equipment, all you care about is ROI, right?
Yeah.
You're going to sell your coins, you're going to pay your bills, and that's
Yeah.
it. And if you got free electricity in the mountains of China, and you're going to centralize everything there because economies of scale and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's not going to be great for decentralization, right?
No, it's not.
So
That's something that's like the biggest complaint that I have on our channel is that Bitcoin is centralized among the Chinese miners.
yeah. So what Decred does is we want to decentralize all the things, right? So everything that happens in Decred is with an eye to decentralization, true decentralization, and an eye to having the people with the most skin in the game making the decisions. So in Decred we have hybrid proof of stake, proof of work.
Yeah.
What that basically means is miners mine, they get paid to build those blocks, they get 60% of the reward, but 30% of that reward, and this is the great part about Decred if you like printing money while you sleep. 30% of that reward.
We are an investing channel. Don't
Good.
forget that, okay? We're not a tech channel. We're not a philosophy channel.
If you take nothing away from this, if you only
They're
care
gonna put
about
the
making
microphone
money,
close, yeah.
if you only care about making money, just listen to the proof of stake part because that's where it really shines in terms of governance, but it's
Yeah.
profitable as well. Those proof of stake miners validate those transactions and say, okay, those blocks are good that those miners make. The miners make a product.
Yeah.
We say if it's good or not because we're the ones who hold the coins. We're essentially shareholders in a big decentralized corporation. And you vote on those blocks and you vote on features. So the people who own the coins control the company, essentially, the coin, Decred.
Yeah.
Right? Now, we didn't do
So
it.
when you say control, you mean like they get to vote on what happens?
They vote whether the blocks
Yeah.
are legit.
Yeah.
They vote whether this feature or that feature is going to come into
Yeah.
play. We're voting right now. The vote's about finished. Whether or not we want Lightning Network, right?
Yeah.
So the devs coded it. We put it in the client. We vote.
Okay, so when you say we vote, that means that like
Anybody who owns Decred can
so
vote.
whether I have one token or you have 100 tokens.
There's a minimum you need to have, right? Which is about, let's say, 70, 80.
Yeah.
Okay, which is $1,500 to $2,000. So it's not like you need like $100,000 or $1 million
Yeah.
bucks to have your voice heard,
Yeah.
right? So look at Bitcoin. If you got 10 million bucks in Bitcoin, nobody cares what you think unless you're yelling on Twitter.
Yeah.
Right. No one cares. You can't influence anything, right?
Yeah.
Unless you want to invest in $10 million of mining equipment to try and influence things.
Yeah.
You're not going to matter. But with Decred, you actually matter. If you got enough to scrape together to buy a ticket, how it works is you take your coins, you lock them up for a period of time, average of 28 days. You get a ticket. When your ticket gets called to vote, you get asked some questions. Is that block at those miners blocked legit? All right. Or do you vote yes or no for this agenda or that agenda? And you get to decide what Decred's going to become, and you get rewarded for that. So as of right now, like the yield on that comes out to like, if you annualize it, like let's say 20-something%. So you can make like 1.5%, 2% per month compound interest just for like participating in governance, making money while you sleep. I mean,
and securing the network.
and securing the network. So you're actually doing something useful, and you're getting paid a shitload of money.
I'm sold.
Good.
I'm sold.
It's time to buy something.
We're gonna talk offline about
Stop
how-
this right now and let's go get on Bittrex or Polo and put some orders in, man. You're gonna have a hard time though because, man, no one wants to sell. The only people who want to sell are dual miners who are dumping and don't know what the hell's going on.
So talk about that.
Yeah. Okay. So basically,
So that the audience gets educated, so that if they do look into getting into Decred, they don't make those dumb mistakes.
Decred's gonna have probably ASICs pretty soon. Right. There's a group that's working on that right now, independent of us. We don't. We don't mind if people want to do that. We don't care about ASICs, We hope more people will mine. Because for us, the POW miners are creating a product, and they're getting paid for their service.
Yeah.
Even if it were totally centralized, right? Well, pretty centralized, it wouldn't matter because those blocks need to be validated by the proof
the
of stake.
stakeholders.
Exactly. So the proof of work guys can't really screw around like they can in Bitcoin or something else,
Yeah.